working through an AQA GCSE Biology Foundation tier paper. Here we will break down the answers according to the mark scheme criteria, along with some strategic tips to help you maximize your marks. So let's begin with question 7, which deals with the ecosystems and classification concepts and their understanding. Examiner is not only checking how much you know but also how well you utilize the knowledge you possess. So let's start with first part of question 7, which is 7.1 on first slide, and the examiner asks you question: what name is given to all of the organisms living in the same habitat? The answer to this question is A, community. Let me give you an exam tip: don't confuse population, one species, with community, all species. Ecosystem includes the non-living, abiotic. Part 2. Moving on to next question part, which is 7.2 on the slide, and question asks you to which species in figure 12 do scientists think are most closely related? The answer to this taxonomic and evolutionary question is brambling and chaffinch. Exam tip: look at the Latin names. Both are in the genus Fringilla. Species in the same genus are more closely related than those in different genera. Using the figure 12 next question part 7.3, examiner expect you to show your deeper understanding of taxonomy and evolutionary biology, and asks you what evidence is used to classify the brambling and the bullfinch as different species. The answer to this question is the brambling and the bullfinch cannot breed together to give fertile offspring. Let me give you an important exam tip. This is the biological definition of a species. Even if they look different or eat different things, the gold standard for separate species is the inability to produce fertile offspring. Moving on to next slide, where figure 13 is given, and if you read this graphical illustration of number of 4 bird species A, B, C and D distributed throughout the year starting from January to December months living in same habitat of UK. Now, keeping the information in view of the trends on the graph, examiner test your data analysis, evaluation and interpretation skills. So let's begin with question 7.4. Describe what happens to the number of birds of species A during the year. Remember, it's a 3 marks question, so answer should be in 3 parts, so the answer is like that. Answer 1. The population is stable constant from January to April. 2. There is a large increase peak in May-June. 3. The population decreases from July and stays at a lower, constant level from October onwards. Exam tip: when a question says describe what happens, try to mention specific months or trends: increase, decrease, plateau, to get all the marks. This question also requires the data from figure 13, so the next part, which is 7.5, asks you which species had the lowest resistance to the disease, and the answer is species B. Let me give you an exam tip. Lowest resistance means the population dropped the most or stayed the lowest after the disease hit in June-July. On the graph, B's line drops and stays flat.